In about a third of my early lucid dreams, I would become lucid, but eventually, through inattention or engrossment, I'd fall off the tightrope. Each time I fell off, though, it acted as another lesson in the importance of maintaining mindful awareness. The awareness needed for meditation, at least some forms of it, seems analogous to what lucid dreamers seek to develop. Meditators, especially beginners, have to learn a sense of balance when they turn inward. Otherwise, they can fall asleep while meditating, or become caught up and engaged with entrancing thoughts. Likewise, beginning lucid dreamers often hold focused awareness for only a short period of time. It takes practice and patience and poise to hold awareness consciously while being confronted with new thoughts or images, the products of the mind. As you log time in the lucid dream realm, you develop poise, confidence, skills, and flexibility. Your awareness begins to relate differently to thoughts and images. You don't get swept into dream or thought events as easily. Rather, you pick and choose what to accept with a greater sense of engaged detachment. At deeper levels of lucid dreaming, you might discover how to remain aware even when the dream visually ends, and then wait for a new dream to form in the mental space around you, as I did, for example, in the following lucid dream, October 2002. I seem to be walking through a small town. I enter a simple restaurant and walk through it into a mechanic's garage. I see a door and decide to slip through it, even though it seems to have a string attached to an alarm. As I get out into the street, I look around and realize this is a dream. Lucidly aware now, I start flying up the street, looking at the people sitting in candle-lit cafes and walking down the street. The detail is incredibly vivid. I sing a funny rhyming song as I look at things. I keep flying farther and end up outside of town with a strong inclination to fly to the right. But then, in a moment of conscious choice, I exercise my right to change the direction of the dream and decide, no, I'm going into the darkness, and I turn left. As I move forward in the darkness, the visual imagery disappears. For a very long while, I feel that I'm moving without any visual imagery. There's only a foggy, dark gray void. I keep moving in this visually empty space and begin to wonder if I'm going to wake up. But suddenly, a scene appears, bit by bit. First a bush, then a tree, then another tree. Soon, the dream fleshes out nicely, and I stand, lucid, on a gently sloped hill, like something you'd see in Britain, with small leafy trees and lots of green grass. I notice that right next to me is a small bush with berries on it. I examine it closely. Suddenly, I have the awkward realization that my body in bed is having a hard time breathing, even though I continue to see the lucid dream imagery of the green hills. While my conscious awareness is admiring a grassy spot in a lucid dream, I try to feel the breathing obstruction. With this bifocal awareness, I gently put some mental energy into making my physical head move up and away from the bed sheets or pillow while concentrating on remaining in the lucid dream. This seems to work, but finally I decide to wake into physical reality and determine what is hampering my breathing. With experience, you'll realize that sometimes you can be consciously dreaming and also aware of your physical body in bed. To stay in the lucid dream, you have to maintain your primary focus there, but on occasion, you can check in on the physical body's awareness. In this example, when I woke, the bedsheet really was in my mouth. As we become more experienced with lucid dreaming, we discover how to maintain awareness even when the dream imagery has all disappeared. In learning how to lucid dream, we learn much more than how to manipulate dream objects and symbols. We learn the importance and proper use of conscious awareness.